John Sirenitas, and tonight I am joined by Rhode Island defensive back Jordan Colbert. Jordan, how are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for taking the time, man. Really appreciate it. And I got to tell you, I was at your pro day a couple weeks ago over at Bryant, and very impressed with you and your performance. We're going to get into that in a few minutes here, but before we do that, I just want to start the conversation talking about your football journey and how you got to this point. How did you start playing football? Where did you end up going to in high school, and how did you end up at URI?
So my football journey started a long time ago, around the age of 5 or so. I started watching football on TV. I was in the Chicago area, so I was a Bears fan. So I started watching the Bears, and one of my favorite players was Devin Hester. I wore 23 all through my younger years. Just wanted to be like Devin Hester. So I gave it a shot and played flag football when I was 6. And I've been playing ever since. I moved from the Chicago area around, I was 7 years old. And I played my youth ball in the DMV area in Maryland. For high school, I went to Gonzaga College High School, which is in DC. I actually went to high school with Caleb Williams
Oh,
from
wow.
USC. Yeah, so he was my quarterback my senior year. He was a freshman, and yeah, he started in the league. I played in a pretty competitive league with DeMatha, Good Counsel, St. John's, and he started as
That's a great league.
yeah, So for him to start as a freshman, that was truly extraordinary. So my process was a little different in high school. Most people get recruited junior year off their film, play sophomore year, junior year. Me, I was a late bloomer. I was a smaller guy. I was a small guy. Junior year, I was 5'7", 160 pounds. And by senior year, I was 6'1", 185. So my senior year is my first year playing, and I sort of got all my offers from my midseason. I got some D2 offers based on 7-on-7 from the summer before, but I started getting D1 offers during my senior year after my midseason tape came out. And I was blessed enough to receive 14 D1 offers. So it was a hard process going through all that. Like I said, most people start getting recruited their junior year, so they sort of have time to build up and talk to schools and sort of find the right fit for them. But everything was sort of like rushed for me. I had to start hopping on there right after the season and figuring out where I wanted to go. So as I sat back with my family and discussed it, Columbia was the right choice for me. I like the coaching staff, the everything about it. New York City, I loved it. So I played at Columbia for 4 years, for 3 years really. My freshman year, I was actually a corner coming out of high school. I played corner, and I got to Columbia. I didn't play as a freshman, and I was on scout team, and we were down a safety a day, and I sort of went back to safety, and I liked the feel of it. I liked everything about it. So the coaches saw I was doing pretty well out there, and we both came to the conclusion that to move me to safety. And by that next year, sophomore year, I was starting. Had a good year, and then my junior year, COVID happened. So for the Ivy League, our whole season got canceled. We didn't have a spring season or anything. So just that year off was definitely a big step in my development. Just going in a new position and understanding the defense from a different way, and just sort of diving in fully. And then I had a really great year. My senior year, I ended up getting a honorable mention, all conference. And for the Ivy League, you can't do fifth years unless you take a semester off. and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep pursuing my education. So I entered the portal and I started talking to coaches, and immediately I fell in love with Coach Jack Cooper from Rhode Island. Sort of at Columbia, we had more of a basic scheme in the way that we ran a lot of the same coverage. We ran sort of a base cover four the whole game. So I wanted to be in a defense that challenged me to do more things on the defense and just sort of show my versatility within the defense as well by playing in different defenses, having different roles in the defense. And I found that within Rhode Island, I knew that we have an NFL style defense. We run all types of different defenses that you can think of, and I knew that the coaches would challenge me to be a better person and be a better player. And I ended up at Rhode Island from there.
Yeah, and obviously, you made the most of your opportunity at Columbia, most of your opportunity at URI. Talk about that experience at URI and how playing for Coach Flem. You mentioned Coach Cooper, who was the defensive coordinator there up until last year, but talk about how that experience playing for Flem, playing for the staff at URI really prepared you for what you're embarking on now.
Yeah, it definitely from the first visit at URI, I could tell that it was a different type of brotherhood, and I could tell that these guys really cared about winning. And actually, my host was Henry Yanakopoulos. So he's the
D-backs coach now.
Yeah, he's the defensive backs coach now. So he showed me a great time when I took my visit up there. I took it in December, right after my senior year at Columbia, and just the feeling around the building, between the players, between the coaches, it's really close knit. Everybody. It's an open door always upstairs. You can go upstairs and talk to the coaches about anything that's on your mind. And then the players, since we have a lot of transfers, they're like brothers. They welcome me in from the start. I got up there that summer before my first season at Rhode Island, and they did whatever it is to help me. They helped me with the playbook. They helped me find places to go, to eat around campus. It was just overall a great vibe.
So obviously you complete your college playing career, and now you're in a position where you are pursuing your professional football career, and it led you to the Rhode Island Pro Day on March 20th at Bryant. And, I've covered that Pro Day the last 2 years. There's always a lot of talent there. URI always brings talent, to the Pro Day. But just some thoughts on how you, tickle my throat. How did you prepare for that Pro Day? And you knocked it out of the park, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I trained at Grissetti Performance with Terry Grissetti over in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. It's right outside of Pittsburgh. Actually, Henry Yanakopoulos and Jordan Jones, they both trained there the year before. So they were familiar with URI guys. They had reached out to me during the season and asked if I was pursuing my NFL dreams. And I was happy with how they both looked at their pro day. So that was definitely a easy choice for me to make, to go out there. So yeah, going out there, it was definitely a great experience. We worked out 6 days a week. We got in the indoor because it was pretty cold out there. So we got in the indoor facility to hit the field. Meals were catered to us every week, and I got to experience a lot of people's journeys and their processes as well. I worked out with some guys that went to the combine. I worked out with people from all over. I actually worked out with some two CAA kids, one from Towson and one from Albany. So it was fun to sort of talk our trash in there. Yeah, it was a great experience. Just having that time to yourself and to really lock in. And since I graduated in December, I didn't have to focus on school or anything. So just having that time to lock in, it was definitely a good experience. You had your highs, your lows. It's a lot of pressure because that pro day is such a big day for you. So,
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
so yeah, just the highs and lows. It definitely made me a better person, made me a better player, and I'm happy with the results I got.
And of course, you worked in front of 15 scouts that day, and you drew quite a crowd. You had a pretty strong workout. Your vertical was pretty good. You ran in the mid 4.5s. You benched, I believe, 18 reps at 225. And
Yep.
there you go. So, see, I remember that. You had a really strong workout, Jordan. And at the end of your workout, you drew quite a crowd there, speaking with, I want to say there were at least 6, 7, or 8 scouts around you at one point. I remember your family had come up and you were talking to them. What was that like for you, getting a chance to get in front of these scouts and talk to them about yourself and your background and your game?
Oh, it was sort of like a dream come true in a way, just in the way that just seeing the sort of immediate results from having a good workout, having months of preparation. It was just a good feeling of having all this sort of attention and just them recognizing that my talent. Like I said, I've always been the underdog. And coming from FCS program, going into the draft, you got to have that underdog mentality, because they're still recruiting guys from Alabama. They're still recruiting guys from all over the country. So it's still a competition at the end of the day. But it felt good just having them come up to me, and I sort of had to stay serious and stay in that focus mode as well, because they started basically interviewing me right then and there. So I just had to be ready for all the questions that they asked me and just get through that. So it was definitely a blessing.
You are watching Field the Draft. I'm your host, John Sirenitas, and tonight we are joined by Jordan Colbert, defensive back from URI. And Jordan, versatility is a big part of the game nowadays in the NFL, especially at the safety position. You've got to be able to play along multiple levels, multiple packages, especially sub packages. Talk a little bit about your game and how it translates to today's NFL with spread offenses taking over now. You need to be able to play with 3 safeties, and those safeties need to be able to play at all 3 levels. Talk about how you can do that in the defense.
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest part about my game is my versatility. I think I have the ability to come down into the box and, fill the holes, fill an 8 gap if I need to be. I think the biggest strength of my game is my tackling. If you turn on the film, I don't miss a lot of tackles. I pride myself on that, getting guys down to the ground, because that's one of the most fundamental parts of football. But also, I could come down and guard slot receivers, quick, speedy guys, bigger guys, check tight ends. So I think that I can really do whatever a defense needs from me. I think that some of the scouts actually talked about if I was open to playing will backer or playing that star position that they have in the NFL. And I told them that I was open to it, just because wherever they need me, I'm willing to play. And I think that I have all the tools necessary to play all those positions.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to the point about the importance of versatility and a willingness to be a team guy. And my next question is, if I were to ask your teammates to tell me 3 things about you in terms of describing you, what would they say?
I'd say they definitely say that I'm definitely a tough guy. I'm a selfless guy, and I'd say that I'm energetic. I always, I'm always gonna stick up for my teammates, no matter what. I'm gonna ride with my teammates to the end. Those are my brothers, and I've seen all their hard work, from everybody, from the star players down to the people cheering me on the sideline. Everybody's in those workouts together during off season, during the season, working their butts off. And I just get out there and try to play for them and lay everything on the line because I know how bad everyone else wants to win. Definitely a tough guy. A lot of people call me a hard hitter. I always try to at least tattoo somebody once a game.
Still football, man. I know that the rules are getting harder and harder to follow as a defensive player, but it's still football. It's still a physical game where physicality matters regardless of what the rules are. And that's a big part of your game. That can only help.
Yeah, definitely. So I always try to get at least one big hit a game, just hype my guys up, just bring energy to the defense and to the team as a whole. I'm definitely not a guy to back down from anybody. It doesn't matter who we were playing. If it was Georgia State week 1, if we had to line up and play anybody, Michigan this year, it didn't really matter. I'll be the first guy going into battle, and I'll be the last one to leave. So,
and of course, if I asked your coaches, would they echo many of the same sentiments as your teammates?
Yeah, definitely. My coaches definitely know that I'm a passionate player. They definitely know that I'm going to stick up for my teammates, and they know that the gravity that I had on this defense and sort of my ability to get the defense going just through my play. They definitely have a close relationship with them, and
And why do you love playing football? I mean, you don't get to this point by accident. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of support from family and friends, but you also have to love the game. What do you love about playing football?
So growing up, I wasn't the most verbal guy. I sort of just any like issue or anything, I would just sort of let it sit there. I wouldn't really say anything about it. But once I put on a helmet, that was my chance to just let everything go. It's just something I've done for so long, and I see the joy that it brings my family when they watch me play as well. So just seeing my development through the years as well, and just seeing that any challenge that I had, I attacked it head on. That sort of just gives me the drive to keep going and hopefully reach the next level.
Speaking of the next level, you have a good opportunity tonight. I believe you're in Baltimore, Maryland. Am I right? Or Owings Mills?
Yes. I'm in Owings Mills right now. I'm getting ready for the Ravens local day tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, I'm actually flying up to Boston. And on Thursday, I'm preparing for the Patriots local day. So big week.
A big week indeed. And how excited are you, I should say, to have that opportunity? I mean, when you're a young kid, you dream of the opportunity to play your favorite sport professionally. How cool is it now to know that, this is a big week for you. You're going to get to work out for the Ravens and for the Patriots, two franchises with great histories and championship success.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's definitely a blessing in and of itself. And I thank God every day for it. Just sort of the nerve-wracking part was pro day, just doing the testing things. I think the strengths of my game are the position drills. So when we get out here and do the position drills, I'm much more confident and not as nervous in a way. So just getting the opportunity to showcase my abilities in front of these coaches. I definitely am excited for the opportunity, and hopefully one of these teams might draft me. So you never know. Just want to put my best foot forward out there and leave it all on the field.
And obviously, the goal is to play in the NFL, but would you consider playing in one of the other professional leagues, CFL, UFL, possibly Arena?
Yeah, definitely. Football. I think that I still have a good amount of football left in me. Being a late bloomer, not really having any injury history. Um, I feel like I have a good amount of years left in me to play football. Of course, the goal is the NFL, but I'm not gonna block any of my opportunities at this point. But just got to take it one step at a day, one day at a time, and just see what happens in my life, and just follow the plan for me.
And how important is family in this process? Obviously, you have family with you at your pro day. How important is their support? How important is them being involved in this process for you as a prospect?
Oh, it's everything. Me and my family, me and my parents specifically, we're very close. They've been with me through the whole process from the very beginning. Actually, in my entire life, my parents have not missed any of my games, no matter where I was. If I was at Columbia, when they were staying in Maryland, they came to all my games. Even my freshman year when I wasn't playing, they were at all those games. And even when they moved to Florida and I was playing in Rhode Island, they made sure that they were at every single game. So their support and just like seeing them in the stands during the games, it gives me that extra motivation. Definitely, definitely couldn't have done it without them. Um, just their support through the whole way kept me grounded. Kept my head on straight. Sort of when times got hard or things didn't go the way I wanted it to, they were always right there, no matter if things went good or bad. So that's probably the most important piece of it all.
And having balance in life is important, Jordan. When you're not working out, when you're not practicing, when you're not playing, what are some things you like to do off the field to kind of unwind and get away from the game?
Yeah, so I actually interested in photography and poetry. So I take pictures. That's something I started in high school. I sort of took an elective just to take an elective in high school, and it's something I actually come to really enjoy. Same thing with poetry. I took a class on it, and actually enjoyed writing poetry a lot. So that was one of the ways I started expressing myself as well. So those two things are something that I really enjoy doing. I actually have plans before in my lifetime to put out a book of my photography and my poetry at some point. So we haven't started working on it too much yet, but at some point I definitely wanted to be able to do that. And then yeah.
And have you thought about life after football? I mean, I know that if we had our druthers, we'd want to play forever, but have you thought about life after you're done playing football?
I haven't thought about it too much in terms of a specific field that I would want to go into. So I got my undergrad in psychology at Columbia, and that was something where I was sort of going through all the different majors at Columbia. I started with stats and went to political science, and then sociology, and then I ended up at psychology, just from taking a class that I needed for an elective. And I sort of I really enjoyed the class and learning about the mind and everything. And actually, one of my off-season coaches is Troy Vincent, which is the vice president of the NFL. So I was working with him to get an internship my sophomore year of college at Columbia, working in the mental health field, because that's something I can see myself doing and really, really enjoy doing. But COVID happened, unfortunately, so I wasn't able to take that opportunity. But I'm not set on one field to be in right now. I was thinking about that when I came to URI, what I wanted to do, what degree I wanted to pursue, and I really didn't know. So I got an MBA, since an MBA is pretty versatile and you can use it in many areas. So I did that, but I'm open to many different fields, or any different field, and just sort of finding the path for me and what I feel most comfortable and feel most happy doing.
And final question here for us tonight, Jordan. What is the team getting in you if they draft you or sign you? What are they getting in you as a person? What are they getting in you as a player?
Yeah, so they're getting a person who works hard. Like I said, I have that underdog mentality. I've had that since a very young age, and I'm always gonna work my butt off to be the best at whatever I do, and that's in film, that's in the playbook, that's on the field, that's off the field. I'm definitely gonna be a guy who is very close with his teammates and helps them do things if they need help with the playbooks, if they need anything off the field. I like to think of myself as a reliable guy. If they even just need someone to talk to, I made a big point and emphasis on that in the team this year, in just terms of mental health, and just sort of just, if you need someone to talk to, football isn't everything. Life is bigger than football. So they had struggles with their family or anything, I always encourage them to talk to them. I talk to them about the struggles I was going through, so they feel more comfortable coming and talking to me. And then you're gonna get a guy with no distractions. I'm not a very flashy guy. I don't really like to, go out or do anything. So football is what I've done for my whole life, and I really enjoy doing that. And I'm going to do everything possible to make sure I do that as long as possible. So.
Well, Jordan, I want to say thank you for taking the time in. Greatly appreciated. And I know that, having covered the URI football program the last few years and been around you, I know that they're going to get someone who's a hard worker, who, who is mature and who's ready to do whatever it takes to help a team win. And we can't wait to see how this all plays out for you, my man, and where you end up.
Yeah, I thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. And certainly if there's ever anything we could ever do, man, don't ever be afraid to reach out.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Jordan. Appreciate you, brother.
Have a good one.
You too. That is Jordan Colbert, defensive back, URI. That'll do it for this episode of Field of Draft. For Jordan, I'm John Serenitas. Until next time, peace.